Hey guys, what's up? It's Michang here, and welcome to NEWZ VIDZ. We're talking about news and information that I find interesting, and today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon Direct that just happened a few minutes ago, I guess half an hour ago, and this is my friend Kyle.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, we're just going to be discussing what we saw and what we think about the Direct overall. So, as we know, that not too much was particularly shown, but we did get the confirmation of a new Pokemon game, Sun and Moon, which will be coming out in the holiday season of 2016, but we don't know too much more about it.
We also got more information about the virtual versions of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow coming out, and it's cool because you can transfer those Pokemon through Pokemon Bank to more modern games. So that's something that was cool that hadn't been known before today.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that I'm actually pretty excited about because I don't have any way of getting any really Kanto Pokemon into my new Pokemon games, and this is a great way to do it.
Now, as you said, Mike, I kind of agree, like, okay, the Direct was great. I saw it right when it came out. It was a nice, really, like, inspirational video, like, celebrating 20 years, but as in terms of information goes, and maybe this is because I spoiled myself, maybe this is because the internet spoiled me, but I didn't actually really get anything new from the video.
I agree with that.
Yesterday, it was leaked that European Union registered the trademarks for Pokemon Sun and Moon with the logos, so the internet had those images out there.
Yep.
And it was like, wow, either someone put a lot of, in addition to putting a lot of artistic work into those logos, they put a lot of work into getting them on this like copyright website.
Yep. Or
they're real, and
Yeah, I had an idea that they were at least real to some extent,
right?
Because I guess the artwork looked way too real to not just be, especially because it was just posted. Like, I don't know if you heard about this, but like the person who found it literally right after it was posted on that site on the
right,
and which was crazy because someone just got super lucky and was like, hey, I'm gonna refresh this page and just like hope something comes up, and it did,
right.
Which is nuts.
It was a little suspicious, the story behind it, but yeah. So Pokemon Sun and Moon are confirmed, but since most of us who were actively searching for it knew about it yesterday, the only new piece of information was at Holiday 2016. And the reason I say new is because some of us, including myself, have kind of already deduced that whenever the game was coming out, it wasn't going to be really this year. And here's the reason why. We're having the Mew event this month, and then the Celebi event next month, and continuing on, Jirachi, etc., going all the way down the line. If you count out the numbers, it ends, don't quote me on this, I think it ends like February or January of 2017, per month-wise.
Oh, really?
So we knew, or we at least speculated that they weren't going to bring out a new game and kind of overlap it with this event, because it wouldn't really make sense. Oh, here's this new game, but if you have the old game, this event's still going on. It'd be kind of weird.
No, that is true. But I expected it. I expected if there was going to be a new game, which I kind of figured that it would come out this year, and usually it comes out in November, that kind of time, because especially with Pokemon games, like those are pretty big sellers. Like that's gonna want to come out during the holiday season.
But yeah, this being February, just kind of the end of winter, right? We basically have to wait until the beginning of winter for the game. So it's really kind of a year away. It is 2016. But it's really, for me, a year away. Which is good. Gives us more time in Gen 6. I would have liked another Gen 6 game, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm thinking, because this is what we don't really know what Sun and Moon is about yet.
Right.
And it did say in the Direct that everything's going to come together, and that really made me wonder what this game actually is. Because what I was speculating before any of the Direct was going on was I noticed that the Sun and Moon color scheme was very similar to the X and Y color scheme.
Yes.
And I was thinking that they've never really, they use the colors red and blue a lot, but
it's true.
But how they've never done it consecutively, like one generation right after the other.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is Sun and Moon really, a Gen 7 game, or is it some kind of combination of like a bunch of different regions?
Right.
Which is something that people wanted to see, but I know that have thought to be unrealistic because of, it would be a lot to cram into one, a 3DS game, and two, it just, would kind of ruin the point of like having all the different games.
True.
Because it would trading between different regions and stuff like that. But what I was speculating was maybe it's some kind of like sequel to X and Y, akin to like Black and White 2, because, like I said, it's mostly the color scheme that's really grabbing me, and the fact that we haven't gotten another installment to the 6th gen.
So you're saying 6th gen, or as some people call it, 6.5 gen.
Something like that. It could very well be 7th gen, but what I'm thinking it could be something like that.
No, you bring up a good point. This is not confirmed 7th gen.
Exactly.
And I feel like okay. I mean, the reason I'm leaning towards it is mostly because when in that video when they're like, 1996, 1999. They're going through, they're not listing every single Pokemon game. They're listing the new generations. Yeah, 1996 to 1999, that was Kanto to Johto. They're not listing blue and red to, or blue and green to yellow, for example.
Yeah.
They're not listing the in-betweens, they're just listing the generations. And the generation gap is generally 3 to 4 years, which this lines up. This is 3 years, 13 to 16. So
very true.
I do think it's looking like Gen 7, but you're right, it could, I mean, they love, more recently, they like to throw us off.
Yeah.
Black and White, where's Pokemon Gray? Where's Pokemon Gray? You're not getting Pokemon Gray, you're getting Black 2, White 2. So X and Y, where's Z? Maybe we won't get a third party at all. Maybe it will be completely new names, Sun and Moon.
I mean, I'm still confused as to why they haven't done Z, considering the anime is called XYZ, which is just super confusing to me, but...
Right, I think it was to throw us off. They like surprising us, and I like to be surprised,
exactly.
So I like that they're doing it. Don't get me wrong. I would have liked more time in Gen 6, though. Like,
yeah, me too.
So, a while back, I had a theory, before anything Sun Moon related, I had a theory that because of Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, ORAS, as I'm going to refer to it for the rest of the video, because in ORAS there was the Battle Resort, and it had that little sign, Pokemon Battle Tower, and possibly, the entire Battle Factory and the entire Battle Frontier coming soon. My first thought was DLC. That's what it sounds like to me. When that kind of pithered out and nothing ever came of that, I was thinking, okay, in Pokemon Z, you're going to be able to go, if not to the entire region of Hoenn, then at least to the Battle Resort. So it would be Kalos based with the Battle Resort, maybe Hoenn as well. And then I was thinking, and then they could add the soaring mechanic to Kalos. Yeah. And that would be a new, that would really make Kalos new again. And it would be great for that 6.5 game. Yeah. But then Z never came about, or X2Y2, or whatever you want to call it, so...
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing, because honestly, Battle Resort was one of my favorite parts of Emerald growing up, because I spent all my time playing just every single battle arena there. It was nuts. That's what took up all my time.
Another thing Nintendo could do, to sweep the rug out from under us, is, keep Sun and Moon coming holiday 2016, they could announce Z pretty soon. I don't see that as realistic.
I don't see that as realistic either, unfortunately.
But it's possible.
However, if they I know this is completely like wild card right now, but what if they somehow found a way to like combine 6th gen and whatever Sun and Moon is, and then make some kind of strange Z third game? This is just complete speculation. Like, this is so unrealistic, but I think that'd be kind of crazy.
Well,
that they somehow incorporated the next generation, if Sun and Moon is the next generation, with Pokemon Z, which would be kind of cool.
The thing that kind of baffles me is we have confirmed, 6th generation Pokemon that we don't have yet.
That's correct.
Volcanion being the elephant in the room, the Zygarde forms that have been confirmed for the anime, but not found in the game's programming yet. So is Zygarde going to play a role in another generation, 7th gen?
See, I think that's something completely new and something that's never really been touched upon, at least in too much detail. At least where, a main series, Legendary, was suddenly taking the spotlight in another generation, really.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he'll necessarily, be a cover Legendary, but what if he's the tertiary, he's the third part of the main... the cover legendaries? What if he is that for another region as well? Perhaps these two regions are adjacent, and he serves, I don't know, kind of as a bridge. I don't know, but it seems like he's, because AZ's Floette, we still have yet to receive that event, and the Zygarde forms, he has 2 moves that aren't available yet, Volcanion, We have Magiana, or Magirna in English now, which I like Magiana better. So if I call it Magiana, I'm sorry. It's just better. We have, no, Magiana's programming wasn't in X and Y, or ORES, so it's not like Magiana could very well be the 7th gen, and that's where it's starting, kind of like Victini did. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but as you were saying with the red and blue color schemes, this entire gen has actually been red and blue color schemes.
That's true.
ORES and X and Y, all red and blue. So it'd be...
Because prior to X and Y, the only red and blue ones were red and blue. And Ruby and Sapphire.
Right. So it would be interesting if Sun and Moon, for whatever reason, were Generation 6 games. And a lot of people, since X and Y came out, a lot of people have been like, okay, there's way too few Pokemon in this game. Yeah. Maybe what they'll do
is have a second half.
Is in 6.5, in quotes, we would have another 70 Pokemon, which would bring the total around to 140, which would be a more normal number for a region. There's still a lot of possibilities open, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
before we recorded this, I was pretty in the mindset. 7th gen's here, 7th gen 100%. But, you bring up some good possibilities. This really doesn't confirm anything still.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait until we find out. And I'm sure they're gonna, especially the way that they sold X and Y, like, they were just, like, they gave us a lot of information before the game came out. And we were actually kind of spoiled. I remember, like, just reading up on everything, and it was like, oh, this came out, oh, I know which game I want to get based on which Pokemon are coming out in whatever game, and, like, I knew all this before the game even came out.
I would have loved that today for this new region. If it's a new region, maybe... The reason we didn't get it is because it's not a new region. I don't know. I am still leaning towards 7th gen because it seems timeline-wise that would make the most sense.
Me, I'm kind of in the middle because I could see it going either way at this point. I want to believe that it's 7th gen, but I don't know. We'll have to wait for more information, I suppose.
Whatever it is, bring soaring back. Best new mechanic.
Yeah, because it would be weird if they brought that mechanic in and then just never touched it again.
Right. It's a mechanic that I would be really sad if they never used it again.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a strange thing to just completely get rid of. There are things that they've just completely gotten rid of in the past.
They have before, and I want to see more with Pokemon Me. I don't want it to be gone, because Pokemon Me, I love the concept, but it didn't have much use in the game. Yeah. If they changed it.
I don't know how much you use Pokemon Me, but for me, they did have some special bonus effects when you were fighting in-game. Although, outside of that, they weren't really that important because Pokemon X and Y was an easy game to begin with. You didn't really need any extra bonuses.
I think it's a great concept, but I love the idea. Right, I love the idea of Nintendogs with Pokemon.
Yeah, me too.
Great, but maybe bigger environment, more to do in that little game.
Yeah, because honestly, I spent very little time using Pokemon Me, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
I used it every once in a while just out of curiosity, and I thought it did affect happiness when I first played it. So I had Blaziken that wouldn't listen to me, and I'm just like, hey Blaziken, let's just Pokemon Me for a bit. Maybe you'll like me. No.
Now super training.
Super trading.
I use that so much. If they don't
use that way too much.
If they don't bring it back, I'm gonna cry.
Anything else we want to discuss about the Direct? We kind of got pretty sidetracked.
Right, that's true. I guess with the Direct, we really talked all about it. I really liked the video. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a nice homage.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description.
To the 20 years. I guess a final theory that I would have for whatever the next game is would be, they seem to be going steampunk into a steampunk kind of genre with steam, Volcanion, haha, no pun intended, except pun definitely intended, and steampunk like machinery with Magiana, and in the movie they describe, or the movie hasn't come out yet, but this Azoth kingdom with a lot of technology. It seems but it's 500 years old, but it's a lot of super advanced technology. So it seems like steampunk in Pokemon, and I'm thinking, what's steampunk? What location in the world has been associated with steampunk more than any other? Victorian era England, modern, and where's England right next to? France. So my, kind of right there theory is this next game will be taking place in an England, modern Victorian setting, and it will be right next to France. There'll be a lot of relation it will have to Kalos. Maybe you'll be able to go to Kalos after as an homage, this being like the Johto, where Kalos was Kanto, because you are, there was that like kind of soft reboot in Kalos where they're like, we want this to be like the first game again, kind of. So if...
I mean, it's the first 3D game, so in a way, it kind of is like a whole new setup for Pokemon.
Right. So this new game could be the Johto. So you heard it here first. I'm calling it right now. England is what we're getting. Steampunk. So.
Okay.
So, I feel this will either be the 6.5 everyone's been theorizing about, where we get the second half of Kalos. Maybe we'll get physically a second half of France on the map. Or maybe not France, but maybe it will be the second half of Kalos, and it will be, maybe Spain be thrown in. I don't know. Just physically the second half of Kalos.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see where it takes it. I feel like, I mean, regardless of what it actually is, I think I'm gonna be happy with the raw outcome.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy of its timing. Whatever it is, I would like some more time in Gen 6, but I'm also ready for 7. So I'm excited for Gen 7 or whatever Sun and Moon is.
Exactly.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited as well. So any final thoughts before we close out the video?
No, speculation's fun. We're not, professing to know this hard fact.
Or at all.
Just speculation's fun, and it's fun to think about new ideas. If any ideas inspire you guys to think of your own ideas, then do it in the comments below, or make your own video, and link us in it, perhaps.
Yeah, that would be cool.
There you go. Cross promotion for you.
All right, there we go. Which is pretty much all the stuff I was going to say anyways, but you got it for me.
Great.
So yeah, also be sure to leave a thumbs up, like the video, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And make sure that you keep updated on the whole Pokemon thing every once in a while. Maybe Kyle will return, because Kyle's been a great asset for this video. He's mostly been carrying the video, actually, because I don't know nearly as much about Pokemon as Kyle, but
I put the team on my back.
He puts the team on his back. Alright, so until the next video, guys, I'm Michang, and we got Kyle here, and see you guys.